If you're watching this video right now, you've probably seen the famous Bigfoot film shot by these two cowboys, Roger Patterson and his friend Robert Gimlin, or as he's known as, Bob. This short film somehow became the most widely analysed piece of media in all of history. But how did we get here? Were they lovers? Was Bigfoot just a really hairy man taking his morning stroll in the woods? Was the whole thing staged? Or was this footage perhaps real? The simple story is that the two cowboys rode into the woods tracking Bigfoot prints and found Bigfoot. But that's not very fun. So let's play devil's advocate and look at what the skeptics believe happened on that sunny autumn afternoon of 1967. The tale goes that the big Bigfoot fan Roger scouted for a big Bigfoot-like man and ended up picking one of his riding buddies. Who is this mystery, big, tall, hunking, handsome man, you might ask? Well, it was Bob Hieronymus, one of Roger's friendly neighbourhood Bigfoot-like men. But we'll just call him Bob 2 to prevent any confusion. So Roger made Bob 2 Electric Boogaloo an offer he couldn't resist. $1 million. No, just kidding. $1,000 for the role of a lifetime, which according to my calculations is nearly $9,000 adjusted for inflation. All Bob 2 had to do was walk around a creek for a few minutes in the Bigfoot suit and of course keep it all secret. So of course he accepted the offer. So how did Roger get the Bigfoot suit then? He knew if it was just any old ape costume it would look too cheap. So he'd have to call up a world-class Hollywood costume maker. Introducing Felipe Morris. Introducing Philip Morris, a Hollywood costume maker with experience in making the highest quality gorilla suits available. Roger made a very specific request. He needed a cool gorilla suit and said it was for a prank. And also he suspiciously needed to know how to hide the zipper and make the suit look bigger. Anyways, Philip was confused on why someone would spend over 400 United States dollars on a monkey prank. But money is money, so he sent the suit. But hold up. What about the camera to shoot the movie? Cameras were pretty rare back in the day, and Roger was certainly not the richest man by any means. So he ended up just renting the Kodak camera from a local store. I'm sure he'll give the camera back on time and won't have a warrant put out for his arrest after not returning it, right? So they had the man, the cam and the plan. Now all they needed was the location. And what could be a better place to bluff the public on Bigfoot than Bluff Creek itself? So Bob 2 claims that on the morning of the shoot, around early October, all three fellas secretly met at a gas station nearby, hid Bob 2's car with twigs and leaves, then rode their horses to the filming location. So then, like Tony Stark in Iron Man 1, Bob 2 suited up. To buff up the shoulders, he put on shoulder pads from a local high school and even a football helmet. Philip's ape mask was then replaced with a more Neanderthal looking one, with a black cloth underneath to hide Bob's big old face, with Roger having the bright idea to stuff one of Bob 2's fake glass eyes into the mask so it looked like the Sasquatch was actually looking at the camera. Then it was time. The unnatural walk, the look back. I mean, the glass eye did reflect the sunlight a bit suspiciously, but the film was good, really good. The film was shipped to be developed, and despite the scientists laughing at them, it started getting put in newspapers and even managed to land multiple radio and TV deals. It was widely becoming what it is today, the best video proof of Bigfoot's existence ever. They even went on a full promotional tour for the film, but Bob wasn't getting paid his fair share and wasn't one for the limelight, so he left Patterson to do all the talking. Even decades later, suing Roger's widow for his rightful cut of the money, and winning. So when Bob left the tour, instead of just going solo like a normal person, Roger allegedly hired someone to dress up as Bob Gimlin for the rest of the tour and recount Bob's actual telling. Now Roger had finally earned some money from this whole Bigfoot thing. No, not that much, but surely this would be enough to pay everyone on set and even pay the few in his writing group who crowdfunded the film with their own money, right? Well, no. No one ended up getting paid their fair share, and Roger apparently used any money he did make from the film to continue the Sasquatch hunt up until his untimely death in 1972. Decades later, Bob 2 and Philip even teamed up to try and recreate the film to prove they were involved, and they failed, miserably. And it was a bit suspicious that Bob 2 waited so many years to spill the beans if he wasn't even paid. So with the original film rotting in a vault somewhere, the potential suit lost to time, and so many inconsistencies and unanswered questions, we may never know the true story of that day. But what do you think? Was this whole thing directed by Roger to keep the Bigfoot myth alive? Or did the cowboys just have a lucky encounter? Or was it maybe even something completely different?